How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So we finally have a 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid here in front of me. Literally just rolled off of the truck. So we're just gonna go over like the powertrain, simple stuff here on this video. There's plenty of videos out there already showing you the model and stuff like that, all the features. And so we're just gonna focus on some key things. I do really like the wheels. I think they are a great combo, and this is the Sport Touring model. So powertrain, this is an LFC3. So I did a quick comparison. I have all the codes written down, and it is the same engine code as the current CRV Hybrid. So it doesn't mean it has the same output, but it is the same engine code found in the CRV Hybrid. So yeah, it is an Atkinson style engine, or Atkinson cycle engine, I should say. And it looks pretty much like the regular 2.0 found in the base model Civic from 2025. The biggest telltale sign here is obviously these orange cables for the hybrid system. And then this is a little bit different over here because it has some additional components for the hybrid system here. But other than that, the engines do look very, very similar, and they are coded differently. So the base model Civic is a K20 C9, but it has basically nothing to do with the older generation K20 CX, whatever you want to call them. So it is an Atkinson cycle engine, regardless of what trim you choose, both this and the base model. So obviously a ton going on in here, but there is still plenty of room to work here, which technicians like myself will absolutely enjoy. Now, we have had some issues with the CRV and Accord hybrids, which is essentially very similar engines, different codes for the Accord, but CRV once again does have the same code as this one, but a lot of the key components are the same. So we've had a few injectors fail, so probably 10 to 12 different cars with them failing. So obviously that is something we have to keep an eye on. We've had one CRV with a valve spring slash retainer failure, so it's hard to tell just because of the damage that was there, but that was an isolated issue. And there's also reports of some cracked pistons going on, although I have not seen any here at my dealer just yet. So these engines, you know, have only been out on the market for a little bit this generation, so we will see how they hold up long term. It is a better option regardless over the 1.5T for multiple reasons, one of them being fuel economy, the other one being that turbo engines require a lot more maintenance than your normal engines, whether it be an Atkinson cycle or a normal four-cylinder cycle engine, so a four-stroke engine. So yeah, I am very happy with this car. Actually, I'm pretty excited for it, and coming from a performance sided guy, that's kind of unusual for me to say, although this thing is definitely no slouch and has plenty of pep compared to the regular Civic. So definitely a nice feature there, or a nice option to have this. And obviously the fuel economy does matter, especially nowadays. So definitely something nice that Honda finally offered this in a smaller vehicle. Not everybody wants a CRV or an Accord, so finally time they got back into the hybrid market with the Civic. Here they skipped it on the 10th generation completely, so nice to see it here on this 11th generation. Even though it took a couple years, it is finally here. So once again, I do really like these wheels. They have a nice matte gray finish with some polish here, so it's kind of a matte polish. It's not really polished, more like a brushed look, I guess we could call it. So very nice. And if you do end up curbing it, it's not a completely gray, so it won't look as horrible as like a black or gray wheel when you do curb it. You know, stuff like that will happen. So let's just jump here to the inside of the vehicle. And same issue I have with the regular Civics is here. These buttons will get damaged over time from liquids, crumbs, stuff like that. Just a bad placement. They could have put this easily, you know, on this side. There's plenty of room here. E-brake on a lot of Hondas and Acuras are on this side. Some of them are still here. So, and this dynamic mode button, drive mode button, could have been anywhere else as well. So maybe it would have looked a little bit plain, but you know, accidents happen and people do spill stuff here all the time. Oh, we've done 2 or 3 of these on these generation Civics already from accidents, and you know, they're not going to be covered by Honda, because if his liquid's damaged, then they're not going to cover it and they're going to say it's on you. So just a bad placement. If you do have drinks here, try to use the front cup holder. At least it'll be a little bit away from the switches here versus that second cup holder here. But just something to kind of keep an eye on And we do have a hybrid sign right over here. Not that it really matters, but when the vehicle starts, it'll simply say ready, and we are good to go here. So very nice display, both this one and this one. But again, we're not going to be going over all of the features here. There's plenty of videos covering that already. So we're looking at 32 grand before destination, and then 33 basically. We'll round it up here. Back here, I know people complain about this all the time, and it's a simple fix. They should have definitely had some vents here. I mean, I guess for some reason they don't. Some vents, some couple USB ports would have came a long way back here, and this is probably one of the biggest downfalls that people will have an issue with this vehicle. But very nice leather interior. This is actually a really nice car, and again, I do really enjoy this car, and I'm happy that Honda has brought it back. And I do like the subtle look of the 11th generation versus the 10th generation. I know a lot of people prefer the 10th generation Civic and Accords even, but it is what it is. So as far as the trunk, we do not have a spare, which is pretty common practice nowadays. So you could remove this if you wanted to and add it there, but it's extra money that you have to spend. Although if you spend a lot of time out on the road, it's probably a great option and investment to make. You do have a compressor slash a slime fill pump there, so I don't recommend you really use that, but you could in the case of emergency. Is better than nothing. Then, you know, if you're out on the road 2 3 in the morning and you want to get home, obviously that is a better option than nothing. As far as everything else, these Civics have been pretty reliable. So we've had a couple of small issues, but nothing crazy. We will see how these hold up long term, but pleasantly surprised with the 11th generation Civic overall. A lot more reliable at this point versus the 10th generation Civic. So that is something that is positive and something that should be noted. So I'm going to wrap up the video here at this point, guys. If you have any questions, make sure you do drop a comment down below, and I'll talk to you on the next one.